Hello, this is Carson Cooper with Carson Cooper Coaching, and we have Kit here.
Hi.
Why don't you tell them a little bit about your business real quick?
I am a life coach, a business coach for yoga teachers. I'm a yoga teacher and I do body work.
All right, and so today is our 6th day of debunking the BS in society. So we've talked about porn and masturbation. We've talked about suicidal thoughts is today. We've talked about sexual and emotional trauma. So we are at the most amazing leadership development boot camp this week, and it is this weekend, and it is completely changing our life. We're busting through limiting beliefs. We're busting through limiting thoughts that we have been keeping us from creating our businesses. And so one of the things that both of Kit and I have in common is that we've had suicidal thoughts in the past. And so this week, I'm doing this to break through the limiting beliefs that we have, that we can't share these things in our life, that we can't share our emotional and sexual trauma that we had, that we can't share our porn and masturbation addiction, we can't share our masculinity versus femininity and how that's affected our lives. So for me, I used to have suicidal thoughts about every hour on the hour, and I didn't actually realize how much that was messing with my mind. And my friend said, why don't you write it down? Every time that you have a thought, write it down. And if I was to email it to myself, I'd get emails probably every hour on the hour about how much I wanted to kill myself. I tried in high school, I cut myself because the inner pain, I needed to see the outer pain match the inner pain. And that was because I wasn't truly being who I was. And so that needed to stop. And through coaching and through changing my life and getting clear on my vision and my passion, then I wanted to thrive. I wanted to be fulfilled, and I did that. So I just wanted to ask you real quick, what was a time in your life that you had suicidal thoughts, and what was that like for you?
I think one of the worst times was when I had just gotten dumped by a partner, and I was just so desperate for love that the rejection of it was the worst. But I think what really hit home for me is I was going after people who I knew weren't right for me just because I needed to be with somebody, and then when people who weren't right for me would reject me, God, it would really fuck me up.
Were you able to talk about your suicidal thoughts to anybody?
Not too many people.
And why was that? What were you afraid of, or what stopped you from talking about those thoughts?
I think just the fear of being viewed as crazy.
Yeah. It's so difficult because then people are like, oh, what's wrong with you? Why do you have those thoughts? Your life is perfect. And like I said the first day, people said, oh, it should be easy for you to make a business. And it didn't feel easy, right? And so I felt like I shouldn't kill myself. The thing that stopped me from not killing myself was actually my 9th grade PE teacher said weak people kill themselves. And I was not gonna be a weak person. But also that shouldn't be in my mind in 9th grade. And so slowly I went from every week I'd kill myself, wanted to kill myself, every month I'd want to kill myself, and then now, like, you know what, it's still every couple months, or not even every couple months, it's like once a year now, because I've got connected with myself. And that's my vision, is to take a stand and connect with yourself. So when was the moment that you connected with yourself and your life started to begin changing?
I think it was when I decided, I gave myself 3 months to live, and in those 3 months I was going to let myself live completely, do everything I'd ever wanted to do all the things that I was afraid of doing. And when I finally did that, I was like, okay, this is actually a life worth living once I let myself do that.
This fool traveled the world teaching yoga, and he got that from feeling negative, and he gave himself 3 months. And what we can do is we can make an opportunity out of our mess, and that's what we both have done, and that's what we're actually doing together through Life on Fire.
Yeah.
And
I would say that I actually got it from feeling positive, from monitoring those thoughts that were negative and checking them every single time.
Awareness. The first day we talked about awareness, taking our selfie. What are we being aware of? And then acknowledging ourselves, then accepting ourselves, truly accepting yourself, and then taking action. So what action have you taken in your life since you've been more positive? And how are you creating the life that you want?
I think it's just the little action steps every day. It's not really about going after that. It's about having the vision, the big thing that you want to go for, and then believing in yourself every single moment to go after that. So the biggest action steps that really, really are important to me and make the biggest difference is catching yourself in the moment. Like, here's a scale. You either dump a scale in the negative, destructive thought, or you dump a weight in the positive, go towards your vision scale. And if you're negative, all of a sudden they get out of check. They keep going, and then you're like, God, I want to fucking kill myself. Like, what's fucking wrong with me? But if you just catch yourself, when you drop one in this bucket, you're like, no, actually, that doesn't work for me anymore, and you turn it around instantly. But if you drop it in the bucket and you drop another and another and another, all of a sudden it takes a lot more effort to tip the scales. So it's paying attention to those scales every single moment of your life and making sure that you're tipping towards your vision and tipping towards positivity and tipping towards something that will fill you up. That's the biggest decision.
Yeah, and we have to, it starts with awareness, right? It starts with knowing what bucket we're putting in, where are we putting our energy and our thoughts, and we can choose where we put our thoughts. And so that is my stance, that's what we're doing together. I did body work with this guy, and he had me crying, full body crying for one of the first times in my life, because I realized I was living for everyone else. Hello, Rosie. I was living for everyone else, and I wasn't living for myself. I was doing things so that I could prove my masculinity, so I could prove my manhood. And through his body work, he helped me realize that I didn't need to prove anything, that I already had it inside of me. So now I compete in the Spartan races for joy, for freedom, for fun.
So here's the cool thing. What happened with your knee injury when you cleaned up that belief?
It has been gone.
Yeah.
I haven't had it since. And so once I released that thought, once I became aware of it, acknowledged it, accepted it, and then released it, I took action with the body work. And then I was able to release it. And now I'm running, I'm doing yoga, I got a personal trainer. And so I'm so excited. And that's what it takes, is being able to, I shared and was vulnerable with him. This whole week is about vulnerability and being able to talk about things that I've never told anybody about my running and why I haven't felt masculine and why I do the Spartan races until I was able to feel comfortable enough to share with him. And so that is the beauty of all of this. And so I love you both. Thank you for being on my vulnerability journey. And so I'm here to take a stand. We're here to take a stand for all of you. Come talk to us about what's been going on with you and how we can help you. So thank you so much. We're gonna head back to the vent, and my arm is getting tired from holding this phone up. So bye, all of you. Lou, thank you for being on. Stephanie, thank you for being on. And we will see you tomorrow for our final video. Bye.
Bye.